Good morning, everybody. Boker Tov. Welcome to our first Tefillah of the year. We're so happy and glad to have you here. Boker Tov, Nohal. Boker Tov. Good morning. Arile, are you ready for us to start the day with a song? Yes, he is. Look at him. He's getting ready. Go, Ari. Have a good day.
Okay, so our first song today is Kehillah Kadosha by Dan Nichols, and this is a song. Basically, Kehillah Kadosha means holy community, and since our theme today is community, I thought we should at least hear this song. If you are a 10, then we're Nitzavim. We stand here today and remember the dream. If you are a 10, then we're Nitzavim. We stand here today and remember the dream. Kehillah Kadosha, Kehillah Kadosha, Kehillah Kadosha, Kehillah Kadosha. Part of it all, each one of us must remember the pain, each one of us must find the joy, each one of us, each one of us. Kehillah Kadosha, Kehillah Kadosha, Kehillah Kadosha, Kehillah Kadosha.
Thank you, Ari. That was so wonderful. Boker Tov, Brandeis, Marin.
Boker Tov!
There we go. Boker Tov, everyone. I am in an amazing mood. Why? It's Tefillah. It's the first Tefillah of the year, and I am so excited to be together in Kehillah Kadosha, as we just heard from Ari in that wonderful song, which is the second reason I'm in a great mood. I love that song. I love great music, and I love when Ari plays it. So, Kehillah Kadosha, it's a holy community. That's what we are, and that's why it's wonderful to come together on Thursdays. As we talked about a little bit on Tuesday in our opening circle, we are together right now. We are together. We might be separate, but we are also together. And this community is when we recognize that, when we come together on Thursday mornings, which we'll be doing every week for Tefillah. Sometimes Tefillah will be led by some of your staff members and teachers. Sometimes it will be led by students in classes. And sometimes it will be led by Vad Tefillah, which is our amazing group of student leaders who take over sometimes for Tefillah. Now, aside from having this holy community, allowing us to be together, it also gives us a time for ourselves, a time for us to focus a little bit on what's important for us and to breathe and to listen and to look, because we are together. And one of the things we love doing when we are together before we socially distance is actually to come pretty close together as a community. We used to have these great opening circles like we had on Tuesday, where we would get in a great big circle and hug, or at least put your arm around one another. And I know that that's difficult during social distancing. I still feel very connected, and I think a lot of us do right now. So we have this little idea. Find yourself a square, any square on any of the pages on your Zoom right now, and focus your attention to one of those squares, to one of those people, and give them a great big virtual hug. whether that's with your mind or your arms like this, or however you feel it, or grab some sort of, stuffed animal. I can see my friend Quinn over there with her stuffed animal. If that's how you like to hug, then that's how you do it. But go and do that right now. Take a minute. Just give your attention to somebody. Quinn, are we both hugging together? Excellent. So giving that kind of attention or intention to somebody is a big part of what we do here at Tefillah and at Brandeis Marin. We can call that also a kavanah, or an intention, something you can focus on while you're praying, or while you're reflecting, or while you're singing. Something beyond just you, maybe something within you, but it gives you a focus. Now, every week when we have Tefillah, we have a different kavanah that we focus on as a school. You might also call it a theme. Sometimes it's the theme of the overall Tefillah, but when we have a kavanah, we share our intentions. We share what's on our mind as we go through Tefillah. So this week, I think it's a very interesting one, focusing on our Kehillah Kedosha and focusing on ourselves and how do we find opportunities for reflection and kavanah in our own lives, especially these days when it's more challenging to get together, or it might be more challenging to find yourself in a place of worship like a synagogue or something like that. So we were curious, what kind of ways are people finding that they can focus on community, that they can focus on ritual practice, they can focus on some sort of thing for themselves right now that helps them. So my ritual, I'll just share really quickly, is pretty much ever since we started sheltering in place in March, every Friday, I've been making challah. I never did it before. I figured I'd try something new. And the ritual of rolling up the dough and braiding it just puts me in a really good reflective place. So I don't know if anyone else has something like that, but we'll have an opportunity to share. And then when you come together in class, maybe in your JS class or in your other classes today, and you think about what that might be, maybe you want to share that. Hey, it's Judah. He's going to his place that he likes to go focus. Okay, and with that, I'm going to turn it over to our next part of the Tefillah. So enjoy.
Boker Tov, Brandeis. For those who don't know me, I'm Taylor. I am the first grade support teacher. My ritual since sheltering in place has been walking. Every day I go on a little walk and I just don't have my phone and I just reflect on my day. It's a great way to focus on myself and see what I need. And it's been so great for me.
Okay. This is our first prayer of the morning. It's Modeh Ani. And it goes like this. Modeh Ani lefanecha melech chai v'kayam shechezarta b'nishmati b'chema Rabba emunatecha Rabba emunatecha Modeh ani lefanecha melech chai v'kayam shechezarta b'nishmati b'chema
Boker Tov, Brandeis, Marin. So you may find this somewhat of a surprise, but one of the ways that I stay grounded is I go fishing. And I have done a lot of that during the summertime through fishing camps, but also for my own personal well-being. The other thing that I've done to stay connected to friends and family is lots of Zooming. And that has helped me to connect with friends and my loved ones. So thank you.
Please join me in Matovu. Matovu, it's the morning. Matovu, bless us this morning. Oh, Halecha, let us enter Yaakov, our heritage. Mishkenotecha, we are searching. Will you show us Israel? We are Israel. Born to sing your praises in your holy, holy spaces. Matovu, bless this morning. Matovu, Matovu, oh halayich, Sarah mishkenotayich, Rivka, Rachel, Leah. Born to sing your praises in your holy, holy spaces. Matovu, bless this morning. Matovu.
Hi, my name is Tori, and I'm the fourth teacher. And when I think about building community, especially in these last few months, what comes to mind is being really intentional and making plans. And so every Wednesday evening, I go and sit in a park with my mask on and sit 6 feet away from my friends. But it's our way that we know every week we're going to get to spend some time together and catch up with each other.
Please join me in Hallelujah. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Kol hanshama tehallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Kol hanshama tehallelujah.
Good morning, Brandeis, Marin. My name is Michelle Frankel, and I'm the kindergarten Hebrew and Jewish studies teacher. And a ritual I like to do after work ends and leisure begins is to first meditate and to draw or make some kind of art. And then I can transition into relaxing.
Please rise for the Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu et Adonai, Am So, if you can't tell, I play guitar. And over the past couple of months, guitar has really become my ritual during quarantine and shelter in place. I keep it right here next to me pretty much all the time. Anytime I'm feeling particularly bothered, I just turn off all my electronics, get out my guitar, and play for a good solid hour. And at the end of it, almost all the time, I feel 10 times better than I did before. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך.
Hello. For those who don't know me, my name is Lisa Roberts, and I'm the music teacher for K to 8. So as you may have guessed, music is one of my passions. It's not just my job. It's something that I enjoy doing in my free time. And as you might have seen, it's been tricky to make music as a community and to do lots of the arts right now. So the way that I've done that is I just make music by myself, and sometimes I make videos of me playing with me, which some of you may have seen last year if you were here. Which is super fun and is upping my video editing skills, just to have that feeling of group sound that I miss so much. And another thing is sometimes I am able to digitally play music with my friends, or to create music with my friends. I'm in this one group with a bunch of other music teachers where we give each other challenges each day of how to create something. Like, oh, there's not a lot of songs about toucans. Write a song about a toucan for fun. And things like that. So it's just like how to find joy and how to connect to the things, the hobbies that we have that we love. And another thing on a personal note, I've connected more with my family during this time. My family lives on the East Coast. My fiance's family lives in Ireland. And now that everybody's doing Zoom, it kind of felt natural for us to Zoom. So I'm talking even more frequently, and we're playing games online and things like that. So I strangely have found sometimes more connections during this time of distance.
Please join me in singing Mi Chamocha. Mi Chamocha ba'elim adon, Mi Chamocha netar ba'kodesh, Mi Chamocha ba'elim adon, Mi Chamocha netar ba'kodesh. Torah tehilot, osef eleh, Torah tehilot, osef eleh, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. Malchutecha b'avadecha, ukei hayam nifnei Moshe u'Miriam.
Boker Tov, Brandeis. I'm Mr. Friedman. I teach 6th, 7th, 8th grade social studies. So routines and rituals are very important to me, especially now during these crazy times. They're very comforting for me. Probably have the biggest ones would be exercise, music, tea, and reading. I need to do those each day because they're just important to comfort me, calm me down. And the biggest one that I've done since the pandemic has started in the shelter in place is I speak to my dad every day. He lives in Florida. He's 89 years old, and shelter in place for someone who's 89 is even harder because he's removed from a lot of his friends. So that's important that we touch base every day, usually after dinner. And just recently, I reached out to his friend, a rabbi, and he's going to get me a tefillin, and I'm going to reconnect with some of the Jewish rituals from my youth.
Please join me in Oseh Shalom. Oseh Shalom Bimroma, Hu Yaseh Shalom Aleinu. Oseh Shalom Bimroma, Hu Yaseh Shalom Aleinu. Oseh Shalom Bimroma, Hu Yaseh Shalom Aleinu. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, ve'al Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, ve'al Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom b'mroma, Hu Yaseh Shalom Aleinu. Yaseh Shalom b'mroma, Hu Yaseh Shalom Aleinu. Yaseh Shalom b'mroma, Hu Yaseh Shalom Aleinu. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael.
Good morning. Boker Tov, Brandeis. My name is Marin and I teach second, fourth, and fifth Jewish studies in Brandeis. We are going to hear the shofar blowing, and we're going to recite the blessing and go over the tekiyot. So we have 3 tekiyot. The first one is called tekiah. The second one is shvarim. Third is truah. And the last one, where our shofar blowers become all red when they do, is called tekiah gdola. So I'm going to say those tekiyot in between the blows. And before we recite the blessing, I just wanted to, we have a Kehila Kedosha. Let's try all together and put our hearts and our voices and our intentions in sending safety and healing to the communities in Louisiana and Texas that are dealing right now with a storm, so that they can be safe too. Okay. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר קידשנו במצוותיו וציוונו לשמוע קול שופר. תקיעה, שברים. Go Sasha. תרועה, תקיעה גדולה, Isaac and Sasha.
Hi, everybody. I'm Stephanie Stavsky. I'm the 5th grade general studies teacher, and I have Emily and Ruben here with me. I think you guys all know I live in a very busy household. So my ritual comes at the end of the day. It starts with putting my kids to sleep and saying Shema with them, and we sing some special songs. And then when the house finally gets quiet, pretty late at night here. I like to go and sit outside on the porch with my husband, and we listen to some music and we talk about the day, and that helps me unwind and get ready for the next super busy day. See y'all later. Bye.
Please join me in singing the Israeli national anthem, Hatikva. Kolod balevav penima, nefesh Yehudi omiya, fateh mizrach kadima, ayin letzion Sophia.
Good morning, Brandeis. It's so good to see everybody here. And it's so comforting, actually, to hear from all the teachers the different ways in which you have built ritual and meaning and a sense of personal practice, whatever it is, to keep yourself grounded. How vitally important that is at this time. And it's interesting that when we each bring our own personal practice into our lives, grounding ourselves individually, it somehow has this ability to bring us closer together as a community. And so this morning, reflecting on all of the different kavanot and the different thoughts and practices shared, and seeing as this is our first tefillah of the year, and we're together, but yet we're apart. And I'm just reflecting on that idea. And I wanted to share a thought with you. And I also wanted to propose a practice to the community. The thought is this. You know, it's interesting. We just finished Hatikva, the national anthem of Israel. And of course, the word Hatikva means the hope. And how important hope is right now, right? Hope is what leads us through difficult times and makes us believe and gives us space to believe that there's something less difficult somewhere out there in the future. It may be in the next minute or two, it may be in the next hour or two, day, week, or months. But without that sense of optimism and hope that our efforts to connect and to remain grounded and to do things that are loving and healthy for ourselves and for one another is going to lead us into a better place, that hope is vital. And there's a lot going on in our world right now, right? We've got fires in our own area and floods and storm going on in Louisiana and Texas. We have people standing up and raising their voices for social justice and racial justice all around this world to say, hey, something's not right. Let's do something about it. Let's join together, whether we can be in person or whether we have to join together from afar. Let us band together around a shared sense of caring for one another, of building a kehillah kedosha, of building a world and a community where people care about one another and feel that they are cared for. And of course, we have COVID-19 and the pandemic. And so while we are physically distant, I want to suggest that we are not socially distant. We are physically distant, but we are socially close. And we're close because we feel bound together, because we care about one another, and because we share a common set of values to care for the most vulnerable in our community, in our world, values to do everything that we can to make this world a better place values of self-care, values of patience and care for one another. And so I'm inspired this morning by this gathering of people, no matter where we are physically distanced because we're in our homes, or even when we come together on that day when we come together, being 6 feet apart. We're physically distant because we care about each other and because we're promoting the well-being of our community, big and small. But socially, in our hearts and our sense of connection to one another, boy, we're not distant at all. We're very connected and we're very close. And so I want to propose a gesture, something that we could do to just to signify to each other. We have a very close community when we're together and there's no pandemic. There's lots of hugging and high fives and like just a physical showing of affection. We come together for coffee. We come together for tefillah. We come together in class. We come together physically all the time. And so how can we bridge the gap between the physical distance and the social closeness? And I want to suggest that if we just do this, it can be a universal signal in our community that I'm giving you a hug. I'm giving you a hug. Let's all practice that right now. Let's all just give each other a hug. And maybe this could be a symbol that we can show each other at any time, at any place, if we're physically in the same space, but 6 feet apart, or if we're on a Zoom call. This means I'm hugging you. I'm showing you my care for you right now. And so Brandeis Marin community, thank you. Thank you for being in this together, because it is so much easier to go through difficult times when we're together. I hope you all have a great day. I hope the weekend brings you opportunities to relax and just rejuvenate after a busy first week of school. And I want to just wish you all a little in advance Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you. So I just wanted to end and back again to say a quick announcement that last year, you may remember, for those of you who are here, we invited people to send us videos of themselves doing our different songs for Tefillah. You may have noticed today it was kind of like the Ari show for Tefillah, but we would love to include all of you, because in normal times we would all be singing and making this lovely sound together. So if you are interested in sending a video to us and you would to sing one of those songs that you heard today, you can email it to me or Marav S, and we will include it in a future Tefillah. Here's the list of songs that you could sing. And please be patient as we add them in. They might not be the following week. They might not be the week after that even, but we will get to them as soon as we can. So please share your music making with us so you can be a part of our Tefillah community too. Thanks. See you next week.